Hey everyone, I'm on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I'd love your help to get there. If you're enjoying the content, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and join the family.
Some weekends in NASCAR feel routine. You check the qualifying results, you know who's fast, you've seen this before. And then there are weekends like this one, where you pull up the starting grid and suddenly realize you might be watching something that people are going to talk about for years. That's exactly where we are at Circuit of the Americas. 2 storylines, 1 track. And if both of them play out the way they could, this weekend becomes one of the most memorable road course stops on the NASCAR calendar. One story is about a teenager who keeps doing things that teenagers aren't supposed to be able to do. The other is about a driver chasing a piece of history that nobody in the modern era has come close to touching. Let's break it down. Start with Connor Zilisch, because that qualifying lap deserves its own moment. Driving the #1 Chevrolet for JR Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Zilisch dropped a 1 minute 37.740 second lap around the 2.44-mile COTA layout. That wasn't just fast. That was the kind of lap that makes other drivers shake their heads in the hauler. Clean, committed, and absolutely planted. It earned him the pole for the Focused Health 250, and it was his 10th career pole in the Xfinity Series. He is 19 years old. That pole came in just his 37th career start. And here's the part that makes it even harder to wrap your head around. He won this race last year. So we're not talking about a young talent finding his footing. We're talking about a defending champion sitting on pole at the track where he already proved he could close when it mattered. That's a different kind of pressure test, and he passed it before the race even started. Right next to him on the front row, Shane Van Gisbergen, just over 0.2 slower in qualifying, but still comfortably second fastest. 2 elite road racers, 2 JR Motorsports Chevrolets, both also teammates at Trackhouse Racing in the Cup Series. Turn 1 at COTA is already a braking zone that makes mechanics nervous. Now imagine those two launching toward it side by side off the start. Behind them, Austin Hill, the Daytona season opener winner, lines up 3rd. Brandon Jones impressed with a 4th-place qualifying effort. Justin Allgaier, Carson Kvapil, Brent Cruz, Sam Mayer, last week's winner Sheldon Creed, and Sammy Smith round out the top 10. Worth noting, Mayer actually led the only practice session of the weekend, with Creed 2nd. There's real depth in that field. But not everyone made it. Out of 40 cars entered, only 38 spots were available. Josh Williams in the number 92 DGM Racing Chevrolet and Tyler Gonzalez in the number 5 Heidinger Racing Ford both failed to qualify. You travel all the way to Austin, unload your equipment, prep your car for a road course weekend, and you don't even get a lap in the race. That's the brutal math of this series when the field fills up. Now here's where the weekend shifts into something much bigger. Everything connected to Van Gisbergen in Saturday's Xfinity race is compelling. But Sunday in the Cup Series is where history actually enters the conversation. If Van Gisbergen wins at COTA this weekend, he ties Jeff Gordon for the longest road course winning streak in Cup Series history. 6 consecutive road course wins. That number is almost hard to say out loud. He closed out the 2024 season by winning the final 5 road course events back to back to back. It started at NASCAR's first ever visit to Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City, where he didn't just win, he won by 16.5 seconds. Then came Watkins Glen, where he pulled away by 11.1. Then the Charlotte Roval, where he crossed the line 15.1 seconds ahead. 3 of those victories ranked among the largest road course winning margins since 1996. He wasn't racing other drivers, he was lapping a different era. The numbers from his rookie Cup season are genuinely difficult to process. He scored 293 points on road courses alone in 2025. That averages out to 48.8 points per road course race, 73 more than Christopher Bell, who was 2nd in that category. In 6 road course starts as a Cup rookie, he led 52% of the total laps. He ran inside the top 5 85% of the time. Only 5% of his laps were spent outside the top 10. That's not a hot streak. That's a different category of talent operating on a road course. But here's the one detail that keeps this from being a clean narrative. COTA is the track that hasn't given Van Gisbergen what he's wanted in the Cup Series. In his first Cup start there, in 2024 with Kulig Racing, he got caught speeding on pit road during Stage 2 and finished 20th. Last year, in a race run on the shortened circuit configuration, he led 23 laps and still ended up 6th. He's been the fastest car at this track. He just hasn't been able to put a complete race together from start to finish. He even has a complicated history in the Xfinity race at COTA. In 2024, he was battling Kyle Larson late, got into a showdown with Austin Hill in the final laps, cut the course on the last lap, and was penalized down to a 27th place finish. So, when Kevin Harvick brought up the record streak to him in an interview this week, you could hear Van Gisbergen acknowledge it plainly. He knows what's sitting in front of him. He knows COTA hasn't been solved yet. This is his 53rd career Cup start. If he wins Sunday, he becomes the fastest driver in the modern era to reach 7 Cup Series victories. He ties Chase Elliott for the most road course wins among active Cup drivers, and he ties Jeff Gordon's record that has stood for decades. Trackhouse Racing is also in a different place entering 2025 compared to where they were 12 months ago. More stable, better prepared, and now with a driver who has spent a full season learning the Cup Series landscape. So if there was ever a moment where all the variables line up for Van Gisbergen at COTA, this is it. So here's what this weekend actually is. Saturday might settle whether Connor Zilisch is the dominant force in Xfinity road racing, or whether Van Gisbergen can remind everyone that the teacher still has something to show the student. 2 elite road racers, same front row, same first corner, completely different ambitions. Sunday could rewrite the record books. That's not a phrase that gets used carelessly. But when you look at what Van Gisbergen has done on road courses since arriving in NASCAR, the margins, the consistency, the sheer efficiency of how he operates at tracks like this, it's hard to call it anything else. Either COTA gives him the clean race he's been owed, or it stays the one unresolved chapter in an otherwise extraordinary road course story. Both outcomes mean something. Both tell us where this sport is headed. That's why COTA gets circled on the calendar every year, and this year there's more written around that circle than ever before.